I found these results on search.
If we ask our best friend Google, we'll find several websites like Glassdoor.com, Payscat.com and Levels.fyi giving us some numbers. But honestly, those websites are not so reliable, plus anyone can use Google. So this video would make no sense if I just read the results from those websites. So I collected a bunch of data points from friends, ex-coworkers and of course my own experience and created 4+1 profiles, which should give us a good picture of how much software engineers earn in Sweden in the beginning of 2023. But before I present those profiles, let's talk briefly about how compensation packages work in Sweden. First of all, it's not really common to get the followings: a sign-on bonus, which is literally unheard of, a significant salary raise without getting a promotion or changing jobs, equity. I can probably count on one hand all the Swedish companies that give equity to software engineers, and the bonus. Now, getting a bonus is not that uncommon anymore, but still not common enough to consider it as given. So if you get an offer in Sweden which doesn't specifically mention a bonus, you'll surely not get any. On the other hand, very common benefits are 25 days paid time off each year, which is mandated by the law, but many tech companies extend it to 30 or even more days. Employer pension contribution, which is a supplement to the general state pension, wellness benefit, health insurance, mobile phone with a paid plan, snacks and beer in the office, great work-life balance, and since COVID-19, a generous work-from-home policy. Another thing to mention is that living in Sweden in itself comes with some great perks: free education, free food for kids in the school, free-ish healthcare, good public transportation, and the list just goes on. Now back to the profiles. The first one is Jane, who works at a traditional bank as a senior software engineer. She has a bachelor's degree in computer science and roughly 7 years of work experience. Her salary is 53,000 Swedish kronor per month. She gets all the perks and benefits I mentioned before, but her favorite is that she gets a discount on her mortgage interest from her employer. She also has an excellent work-life balance that barely contains any work. Two things she doesn't like about the job is that she cannot use a Mac at work and that she has to work with an obsolete technology stack, some old Java and Spring versions. The second one is Dan, who is also a senior software engineer working at an automotive company that is HQ'd in Sweden and it aspires to become a software-driven company. He also has a bachelor's degree in computer science and 8 years of experience. His salary is 60,000 Swedish kronor a month, and he also gets a yearly cash bonus of the same amount as his monthly salary, which again was 60,000 Swedish kronor. Dan gets all the usual perks and benefits, plus an optional company car, but that is not completely free. One thing he doesn't like about the job is the very low software engineering standards at the company. Our third profile is Jenny, who works at a big American tech company as a tech lead. She has a master's degree in CS and 9 years of work experience. Her salary is 59,000 Swedish kronor a month, and she also gets a yearly cash bonus of around 70,000 Swedish kronor and around 15,000 USD worth of RSUs vesting every year. This is a rare example where an employer gives both a cash bonus and equity. You can really tell we are talking about an American company here. She of course gets all the usual perks and benefits, but nothing more. The fourth profile is Eric, with a K, who works at a startup as a software engineer. He has a master's degree in an unrelated engineering field, so he's a self-taught engineer with 3 years of experience he had gained at the same small startup. His current salary is 43,000 Swedish kronor, and he also got some stock options that vest over 4 years, and he had to pay the premium out of his own pocket, but will only see any money out of it in case of a liquidity event, so probably never. He gets the usual perks and benefits, but his favorite part of the job are the cool coworkers and the free beer on Fridays. Our +1 profile is Dave, and his employment is not very typical, although it gets more and more common nowadays. So Dave works as a senior software engineer for a well-funded remote-first startup, which is HQ'd somewhere else in Europe and hires employees through a payroll company. Dave has a bachelor's degree in computer science and 8 years of work experience and a salary of 95,000 Swedish kronor per month. Apart from the extended 30 days PTO and some pension contribution, he doesn't get any of the usual perks. No wellness benefit, no phone or phone plan, no snacks, and definitely not a good work-life balance. He does a lot of overtime and several of his coworkers were let go recently due to low performance, so he's working under a lot of stress. He got some stock options that are vesting over 4 years. He had to pay for the premium out of his own pocket, but his employer compensated for this with a one-time cash bonus. With that, I have showed you all the typical employee profiles I had any data about. I know there are lots of other ones I didn't talk about, especially junior engineers and contractors, but sadly I don't have any data about those. So what do you think about these salaries? How do they compare to software engineer salaries in your country? Let me know in the comments.